I will check the front of my tractor, starting it with the lights. I will check clearance lights, identification lights, left turn signal, right turn signal, and four-way flashers, amber to the front. I will check my headlights, high beams and low beams. I will check to make sure they are clean, no crack, broken, missing lenses, mounting screws are present and tight, and all lights are in good working order. I will check under the vehicle for any signs of leaks or leans. Leans will be due to broken or faulty suspension or flat tire. Leaks will be from fuel, coolant, or oil. Clear.
Morning, gentlemen. That's what I like to see right there.
Morning. Windshield washer fluid reservoir is securely mounted and nuts and bolts are present and tight. No cracks, breaks, or leaks. Cap is secure and not leaking. Check daily for service and fill as needed. Electrical wiring securely mounted. No cuts, frays, or exposed wires and improper loom. Alternator securely mounted. Nuts and bolts are present and tight. No cracks or breaks. The alternator belt has no cracks, frays, loose fibers, or excessive wear in between 1/2 and 3/4 inch of play. Radiator hose securely mounted. Clamps are present and tight. No cuts, cracks, bulges, or leaks. Moving on to the driver's side. Cooler reservoir securely mounted. Nuts and bolts are present and tight. No cracks, breaks, leaks. Caps are secure and not leaking. Hoses to and from clamps are present and tight. No cuts, cracks, bulges, or leaks. Check daily for service and fill as needed. The coolant level must read between the minimum cold and maximum cold lines. Oil dipstick and filler tube securely mounted. Nuts and bolts are present and tight. No cracks, breaks, or leaks. Caps are secure and are not leaking. Check daily for service and fill as needed. I will check the oil level when the engine is off. Power steering fluid reservoir securely mounted. Nuts and bolts are present and tight. No cracks, breaks, leaks. Cap is secure and not leaking. Hoses to and from clamps are present and tight. No cuts, cracks, bulges, and fill as needed. Let's say that one more time. No cuts, cracks, bulges, or leaks. Check daily for service and fill as needed. If equipped with a dipstick or a sight glass, I will ensure the fill level is above the refill mark. Power steering pump securely mounted. Nuts and bolts are present and tight. No cracks, breaks, or leaks. It is gear driven. Hoses to and from clamps are present and tight. No cuts, cracks, bulges, or leaks. Air compressor securely mounted. Nuts and bolts are present and tight. No cracks, breaks, or leaks. It is gear driven. Hoses to and from clamps are present and tight. No cuts, cracks, bulges, or leaks. Water pump securely mounted. Nuts and bolts are present and tight. No cracks, breaks, or leaks. It is belt driven. Hoses to and from clamps are present and tight. No cuts, cracks, bulges, or leaks. Steering shaft securely mounted. Nuts and bolts are present and tight. No cracks, breaks, or bends, and is properly lubricated. Steering box securely mounted. Nuts and bolts are present and tight. No cracks, breaks, leaks. Hoses to and from clamps are present and tight. No cuts, cracks, bulges, or leaks, and is properly lubricated. Steering linkage. The pitman arm, drag link, under and lower steering arms, steering knuckle, and tie rod securely mounted. Nuts and bolts are present and tight. No cracks, breaks, bends other than factory bends, and there are 3 castle nuts secured and secured with cotter pins. Frame and axle area. Axle securely mounted. No cracks, broken, or shifted. Spring mounts securely mounted. Nuts and bolts are present and tight. No cracks or breaks. Leaf springs securely mounted. No cracks, broken, or shifted leaves. U-bolts securely mounted. Nuts and bolts are present and tight. No cracks or breaks. Shock absorber. Securely mounted, nuts and bolts are present and tight. No cracks, brakes, leaks, and bushings are not excessively worn. Brake system. Brake hoses. Securely mounted, no cuts, breaks, bulges, or leaks. Clamps and couplings are present and tight. Brake chamber. Securely mounted, nuts and bolts are present and tight. No cracks, breaks, leaks, and the clamp is present and tight. Push rod and slack adjuster. Securely mounted, nuts and bolts are present and tight. No cracks, breaks, bends. Push rods do not move more than 1 inch with brakes released when pulled by hand. Brake drum, securely mounted. No cracks, breaks, dents, free of debris. Brake lining, securely mounted. No cracks or breaks, free of debris, and no less than 1/4 inch of brake lining remaining. Steer tire wheel. Securely mounted, no cuts, cracks, bulges, or leaks. These tires cannot recap, regroove, or mismatch. They must be replaced with a new tire. Tread depth be no less than 4/32 of an inch. Inflation. To manufacturer specifications, check using a commercial grade tire gauge. Wheel. Securely mounted, no cracks, breaks, or illegal welds. Lug nuts. All are present and tight. There are no signs of rust or shiny threads, which would indicate a loose lug nut. Hub oil seal. Securely mounted, nuts and bolts are present and tight. No cracks, breaks, leaks. Cap is secure, not leaking. Check daily for service and fill as needed. Valve stem. Securely mounted, no cracks, breaks, or leaks, and the cap is secure and not leaking.